the top 25 Xbox games, the best games available to play on Xbox Series X from all the generations of Xbox gaming. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. This was a lot of work to put together and also a very tiring process trying to select a variety of different games from different franchises and also some of the most legendary experiences. And I thought I would start with Starfield just because I know how strongly you guys all feel about this particular title. It emotes very intensely among those that play games, and I thought it would be a great start to explore the cosmos, make your own character, meet unforgettable individuals, and build a little base along the way and just fly your ship, land on any planet you want, do whatever you like, engage with quests, blast pirates, and just explore in a true Bethesda experience, but out in the vast emptiness of space. Here we have Forza Horizon 5, the most recent entry in the Forza Horizon series. You get to enjoy the vast open landscape of Mexico. It really is something that has continued to get great support, has an excellent selection of vehicles, locations, challenges, races, seasonal things. There's all kinds of stuff to enjoy within the Horizon franchise. Now, you could go back a few other years and titles and stuff, and there's been some really great ones, 3, 4, and I think 5 have all been incredibly excellent. But the support and the long-term care that has been taken to this particular entry, it really is just massively expansive and a whole lot of fun to play and dive into. I'm sure those that have experienced the magic and the scope of Horizon 5 have probably fallen in love with the exciting just car racing and endless freedom to do whatever you want that's present within it. This is Gears of War. I guess you'd say Gears of War Ultimate Edition. The original Gears of War game offered as a really intense, emotive campaign where you get to hop into the shoes of Marcus Phoenix and Delta as they battle against the never-ending Locust Horde. It is a fight for survival and is one that you can do alone or with another player in really great cooperative action. There is also the multiplayer, which might be a little harder to find some folks these days, but it still really was an excellent selection of maps with gripping action. Just crazy over-the-top competitiveness, and it really is something that is just quite magical. There are other really, really great entries in this series, particularly 2 and 3, and then numerous continuations and spin-offs since, but yes, the original Gears of War is well worth playing today, even if you just get to enjoy the campaign, because it's so well put together, filled with surprises, and really sets you on this extensive journey. Just like the journey you get in Fallout New Vegas. So, you have a Fallout game, everybody loves New Vegas, open world, play it however you want, role-playing, you make the choices, you make the decisions, you try to survive out here on the open wasteland, and you'll meet all kinds of crazy individuals, characters, threats, and problems along the way that you can choose to solve and interact with however you'd like. It really is up to you how you want to tackle the situations that are present within this game. It's got really simple, humble beginnings, and you're just trying to figure out really what happened to your character and why you're in the situation that you're in. And it's got all the fun and style of Fallout 3, but kind of adjusted in its own quirky, special way that I think Obsidian just absolutely delivered with, and so many people continue to love right up to this day. Hopefully they update it at some point. Here we go with Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. The original Hellblade experience is an incredible one. So I call it ASMR the video game. It's best played with a set of headphones on so you can really hear all the crazy voices in her head. It is a very well done experience. It features gorgeous set pieces, really mysterious story, and it's a path of really emotional sorrow and loss, and there's something more there behind in the backdrop as you get to visit these really supernatural or mythical type experiences along the way. It's a great journey. It's a very well done game. It's very well loved, very well received, and the visuals and whatnot are very, very impressive. It's just a great game, and the sequel is hopefully going to live up to the expectations set by this first entry in the series. This is Call of Duty Black Ops. The original Call of Duty Black Ops experience is a true thrill ride, as it kind of set the stage for really intense story-based content within the Call of Duty franchise. I mean, there were other entries before this that were really crazy and wild, World at War, Call of Duty 4, but there was something about the way the narrative was handled within Black Ops that was really just crazy. It was the numbers. What do they mean? Mason? Anyways, so outside of the campaign, there is the ultimate version of zombies. Literally, I believe Call of Duty never got better zombies than in this game. You have all the original maps brought back in, alongside great new zombie levels that you can enjoy. And then there's, of course, the really well done, gripping multiplayer that offered a lot of new ways to experience the series at that time, and it's just one excellent package to enjoy. Just like with a Plague Tale Requiem, as this is one lengthy and one impressive game that builds upon the original quite well, while also functioning as its own thing if you'd like to play it just by itself. There are so many rats as you get to see this Misia Protector dealing with her younger brother Hugo as this rat infestation kind of starts building. It's a plague, as to say. You get to visit incredible places, solving some puzzles, exploring, and really diving into a neat supernatural history around why these rats are here, what these rats are doing. It's got excellent set pieces. It's a game that really does punch heavily above its development backdrop and scope, and it's just a lot of fun to play. It's a very, very well done story. It's incredibly expansive, and it is definitely one that you should not miss out on. It's very, very well done, that is for sure. Just like I would say with Diablo 4, which is the most recent entry in the series. I love Diablo 4. It's so well done. It's so addictive. It's something that you can just keep playing over and over and over again if you have the time. It's got a great set story. It's got seasonal grinds you can work towards. It's got fun classes. It's got just what feels like an endless amount of content to explore. It takes that existing Diablo format, it goes down to the dark basics of the franchise, and then expands the scope of it with a multiplayer focus. So you're able to jump into these large-scale experiences with others, and also just go into like dozens and dozens of like dungeons and weird cave things and cellars and crazy strongholds, and pick your class and build different classes. And Diablo 4 just, for me, really, really hit the mark as something familiar but also exciting and fresh and new. It was great. Just like the greatness of Elden Ring. Gotta have this on the list, right? Head out into this really hostile and adventurous world. It's basically an open world Dark Souls game. It has its own lore, its own story, its own intrigue, its own mystique, and it's a magical sort of time as you just get beat by everything around you for hours and hours and hours. But you can improve yourself. You can get better. And then you can still get slapped around by ever so strong creatures that you come across. But it is neat because you can make really, really unique builds to tackle different challenges and summon folks to come in, and there's like an arena of combat you can dive into. Elden Ring really is a distinct experience that I think really made Dark Souls blow up to the greater community for the first time. Just like I also love that the greater community probably doesn't know too much about Pentiment. So this game is remarkable. It is incredible. It is a game that takes place over kind of decades, and it's about family history over eras, and it's a murder mystery, or like a series of murder mysteries. And it's for a particular kind of niche audience, but if you play this and you like it, it's amazing. And it's lengthy, and there's elements of basically your decisions completely changing the fate of this particular little group of families in this little growing, I guess you would say, city. I don't even know if it'd be at a city level, but Pentiment is just so intriguing and so historically fascinating. I really wish we had more games similar to this concept because it's just so well done. I absolutely love Pentiment. Just like I love the magic of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, this was a game that genuinely surprised me. It's fun, it's lengthy, it's got great characters, it is its own story, its own kind of universe of characters. If you're expecting Guardians from somewhere else, this thing really does its own story, and it handles its group of individuals so effectively. The gameplay is fun, it's got some weird quirks to it, the music is awesome, and it's just got so many excellent moments. I really, really like this one. I thought it had so much heart and soul to it. Gave you a lot of time to get used to this group of individuals, and you really did care about the squad and all of their weird problems, and then it gave you all these epic moments. And this game is it deserves so much more love than it got, really. It was great. Just like the greatness that you get when you are rising in Rise of the Tomb Raider. Lara Croft's second rebooted adventure story follows her going out to a dangerous new set of locations as she battles back against this strong opposing force. It was very well done, great puzzles, great tombs for exploration, had some neat expansive extra content to it. It really did, I think, evolve the character quite well as she continues to mature. You get to see her interact with some more individuals to kind of round out her character a little bit well, as the first game is very much focused on her and her journey. And yeah, Rise of the Tomb Raider, I think, is a pretty universally well-loved entry in the franchise. Personally, I love all of the Survivor trilogy. Can't get enough of them. But this one, I think, was the standout for most folks. It was really, really well done, and a great adventure for Lara Croft. But nothing really hits the magic and the adventure that is present within the Fable series. With Fable 2, this is just an incredible role-playing game, one of the best ever created. The elements of seeing your character kind of grow, the choices you make, the morality system, good, evil, seeing that mirrored within your character, seeing your consumption mirrored within your character, and just doing kind of a little bit of whatever you wanted, while also being, I guess, the hero, or maybe to a little bit of a degree, the villain, as you explore this expansive upgrade upon the foundation of the first Fable game. And you really got just such a delightfully charming, magical, and funny. The British humor in this one is just delightfully charming. I love Fable 2. It's a really, really great game, and it's still one that I think holds up very, very effectively over time. Just like the effectiveness of Age of Empires 2, one of the best games ever created. I loved this growing up. I loved the definitive version. And then we got this brand new version that was available on, I think it was like Steam, because there was the first version, then like the definitive, and then like the definitive version, and then that definitive version ended up on console, which was incredible. And the way they've done the controls is perfect. Like, they absolutely just nailed this great game. And it is a game you can play endlessly. You could just, till like the end of time, play this game, doing matches over and over and over again. And you play locally, you can play online with others, you can do all this story skirmish content if you want, but there really is just an endless amount of Age of Empires action. If you love this real-time strategy core gameplay loop, you can just endlessly enjoy this classic game. Just like you might enjoy Alan Wake, which is a masterpiece. I consider it to be one of the best games ever made. I mean, most of these games are like some of my favorites, some of the favorites others have, but yeah, Alan Wake is just something truly magical. And the sequel, it was well worth the wait, and I still think there's something about this original entry, the way it blends gameplay with like TV, film, and it's just such a well done classic game that I just will always say all kinds of great things about, because I really do feel, especially at the time when this came out, it did elevate the medium quite a bit. And you can play the original version, or you can kind of go with the remaster, but Yeah, the first Alan Wake game is such a treasure and something that deserves to always be mentioned in these types of listings. Just like with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. We've got the remastered version here. Might as well go with it. Honestly, the remastered version was a very good touch-up, visually overhauling the game while being very faithful to the original release in the series. You can still enjoy the multiplayer action with others, with lots of prestiges, lots of extra expansions upon the core gameplay loop, but still very, I would say, faithful to that original version, not only for campaign, but also for the multiplayer action. But yeah, Call of Duty 4 was unbelievable. It's so hard to really describe just how important and large this game was during the time period for which it launched. Like, this is the reason that the Call of Duty franchise is as large as it is today. This really set the standard for multiplayer games in general and defined an era of modern shooters. It is such a well done experience and one you definitely should not miss. Just like the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So this is the trilogy of Mass Effect games combined into one package. So we're at that point where it's been so long that some of these come as compilations. And yeah, Mass Effect is one of those. You get Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Your choices between all three of them lead up to an ending color orb. But yeah, you get to go on this crazy journey with your created Shepard, commanding this team through this sci-fi space opera of sorts. It's magnificent. It's got great, I guess you would say, combat and choice-driven experiences where you really do care about the team, you care about your squad, the choices you make, and what happens to everyone along the way. It is definitely a unique experience. It is unforgettable, and it is one of the perfect gaming trilogies that exists out there. And it's also something that I would throw up against BioShock, the collection. So, the BioShock games are great. They really, really are. BioShock Infinite, another one of those where I'm like, this is one of my all-time favorite games. The first BioShock is incredibly imaginative and unique, and the concepts of it and the undersea design. And BioShock 2 has its own quirks and unique stuff and settings and, expands upon the concepts of the first game. But for me, what really, really, truly carries this package is the magic of BioShock Infinite. The tale of Elizabeth and Booker on this wild, crazy adventure where she's like one of the best companions ever in a game, and all the weird stuff that happens, the surprises, the twists, the turns, the DLC that loops you around, everything is just so amazing. And then, there's always another lighthouse, and I love BioShock Infinite. Here is Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm assuming you were wondering when this was eventually going to show up on the list. I mean, we could have thrown the first Red Dead on here too. It was definitely one that I was heavily thinking of as well. But yeah, you get to explore this incredibly lengthy and really well-loved story that is a true Rockstar game through and through, as you get to adventure across this meticulously well-crafted and detailed world, an open world that still heavily competes with games we see today. It is genuinely an impressive offering. And then there's some multiplayer too, but this one really is about its story, its single-player campaign, its experiences, and the crazy things you get to see along the way as you get to live a bit of a life of an outlaw, I guess you would say to some degree. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a very easy choice for this offering. Just like Baldur's Gate 3. Outside of some save issues and whatnot, this game is incredible for its role-playing. The length is amazing. The amount of choice you can make in this is crazy, from choices in how you interact with the world, how you interact with other characters, the moments, the action, the crazy things along the way. Probably some mixed thoughts here or there on combat elements, but if you like, Dungeons & Dragons D&D, you get to see that, I guess you would say, really come alive in the gaming format. There's something about Baldur's Gate 3 that really elevates the role-playing mechanics, and just like the characters, the way you interact with them, and the performances and everything like that, really quite unforgettable in terms of that Again, RPG element, I absolutely love that. It's so well detailed, it's so expansive. Baldur's Gate 3 is a true gem, that is for sure. But can it compare to The Elder Scrolls V? Skyrim. So Skyrim keeps coming back over and over and over again and keeps getting re-released multiple times, but I mean, it's The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. It's legendary. It's fully moddable to go beyond your dreams. It's got anniversary content. It's got new features. It's got a world that is so lively and detailed and just full of crazy adventures for, I guess you would say, everyone that's dove into it and enjoyed what this excellent role-playing experience has to offer. You really can be the kind of character you want to be and do whatever you want and see whatever you want and go on just this crazy adventure across these really well-detailed worlds. And there's kind of a reason why this one has transcended generations so much and that we still haven't even seen a follow-up for it this time, which is kind of wild, but I mean, it's the Elder Scrolls, so it all makes sense, I suppose. And we have Cyberpunk 2077. I love this game. It's a great role-playing experience. You get to dive into what I call the cyberpunk world of my dreams. You get to make your own V character and interact with Keanu there as Silverhand, and you just get to explore some crazy, beautiful places. The level of detail, the craftsmanship within this world is remarkable. The expansion of Phantom Liberty takes that even further. It's really fun to play. It's got great tools and guns and weapons and ways to modify yourself. It's just got a really gripping emotional story that, again, expanded in great ways with the Phantom Liberty expansion, so you really should play those two together. I highly recommend it. But yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 is a really genuinely remarkable experience the whole way through, and I think those that do play and give it a chance absolutely love what it has to offer. Just like those that play The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, a massive, beautiful open world that's just stunning, 2 expansions that are basically larger than full other games. Enjoy this wild ending journey to Geralt of Rivia's adventure. As you look for Ciri, you deal with a number of sorcerer women that have... There's some problems around there. There's a lot of history for sure. But yeah, you just get to go on this epic role-playing adventure where you can go on a several-hour side quest adventuring with other folks and be like, oh yeah, no, I should probably go on the main story again. But yeah, it's huge. It's chunky. It's one of the most impressive open worlds I've ever seen. The role-playing is remarkable. It's a great game. It should definitely not be missed by anyone. An absolute masterpiece within the genre. I mean, it's The Witcher 3. It's great. And so is Minecraft. I feel like I really can't have one of these lists without throwing Minecraft in. It's the ultimate sandbox game. Like, you just literally, Lego, but in a video game. But yeah, you get to do so much. There's survival and creative mode, and there's adventure mode, and you've got realms for playing online or just joining other people, or there's online servers with full customization. There's crazy amounts of like add-ons, mods, all kinds of stuff to go wild in this game. Play alone, play with others, build whatever. It's constantly getting updated. You can play Minecraft however you want to play it and see whatever you want to see and explore basically anything. It's just a really well done game, a very well loved experience, and I think it's something that will probably be continued for many, many years and maybe even decades to come. There's a reason Minecraft is so well loved. It's just so well crafted. And finally, we have Halo, the Master Chief Collection, which I think was kind of a little bit obvious. If you have any knowledge of myself, I suppose you would say Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, 3, ODST, 4, and Reach come together. Play all of the campaigns alone with others. Play Firefight. Play the multiplayer, which has all of the maps put together, well over 100 levels, plus Forge. People have made new maps and new ways to play and new adventures, and you get to enjoy just a plethora of differing options and offerings. It's the ultimate Halo experience. If you have an Xbox, you should probably play Halo because you're missing out on literally the best franchise and the franchise that made the Xbox what it is. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this journey. What kind of other games did I miss, I suppose you would say, and let me know in the comments. But yeah, liking the video is great, subscribing is great as well.